Welcome back to Codin. So guys, I hope you all are taking care of yourself, enjoying the videos that I'm posting for you and enjoying the new series as well as the Excel videos that I share for you. So guys, thank you so much for your support. This was the 2021 snapshot that YouTube shared with me on my email ID. Thank you so much for everyone who is supporting me, and please do keep supporting and do share it with your friends, and thank you so much for everything. So in today's lesson we are going to discuss about what are the levels of database, what is the different kinds of database relational models, and what do we mean by data independence. All we are going to discuss about data independence, levels of implementation, data models one by one in this video. So guys, if you are new to my channel, please do like it, share, subscribe to my channel. Already on my YouTube channel I have posted short videos for you, C language tutorials, C++ tutorials, Python tutorials, and others, HTML, CSS, important notes, Java tutorials, everything which is important for you I'm posting out for you. So if you like the content, please do like it, share, subscribe to my channel. Let's get started with the video without wasting any time. That whenever I'm talking about the implementation of various levels, so database are general levels in which it's divided to create a database. First of all, the first level, that is the internal level. Now whenever I'm talking about the internal level, sometimes this internal level is also called as a physical level. So basically, what is the purpose of this internal level? It is the lowest level of abstraction in which the everything that is stored in the database, what is the physical storage of the database, how the data structures are being evolved, how the data is actually stored in the database, all things are involved in this kind of level. It basically describes how the data are actually stored on the storage medium, like how many bytes it's taking, what is the length of the data, what is the type of the data, everything will be stored in the internal level. Next, we have the second level, that is the conceptual level, whenever we are performing with the implementation of database. So now whenever talking about conceptual level, what do we mean by conceptual level? When I talk about conceptual level, it is the second level of storage of database. Now it is not linked with what the type of data structure is involved, what is the implementation of the physical state. It does not need to think any about the in this stage, that is the conceptual level. Now basically what is in the conceptual level, that what data is actually stored, means whenever I'm talking about some data, the conceptual level will check that what is the kind of data it is stored and what is the relationship among each and everything, like which rows are having a relationship with which columns and which things are having a relationship with any other thing. So at this level, the database is described logically in the terms of simple data structures, that is known as a conceptual level. Third important level that is in the implementation of database is the external level. So whenever I'm talking about the external level is sometimes also called as a view level. Now whenever I'm talking about the view level, view we as we know is basically when the user is going to use it. So that is called as the external level, which every individual user will view the database, and according to their relevant information, that whatever they want, they are going to view the data. So let me tell you an example over here. For example, you say that a bank stores a database of information of every account holder. Only is an account and detail with the information of the database. Now, sometimes whenever the bank needs to details of a account holder, so it does not need every detail, like what is the date of birth, what is the other things, what are the address and all. So it does not need all the data if it just want to check the balance of that particular account holder. So what it just fetch the desired database, so which data they want to show to the user. So accordingly, there are different kinds of views that are available for different users, and accordingly the database is assessed by every user according to their need. So that is called the external level. So now as you can see on the screen also, basically this is the way all the levels are being defined and shown to you, that what is in the external level, what is in the conceptual level, and what is in the physical level, that we call as the internal level too. So now let me show you from the deep starting, that it is shows that two views, that is a view 1 and view 2. When I'm talking about the views, that are called as the external level. So the individual user is tweaking the two views, that is by the sales officer, and the other that is shown is over with the purchase officer. Then we have a conceptual order in which has shown that item number, item name, price, quantity. This is all the application program that are required to be fetched by these all. So it can vary, like the salesperson just need the item name, price we can see, and the purchase officer just need the item name and the reorder quantity. So accordingly it will fetch that data. Now this is the conceptual part when all the working has been done. Now we come to the internal part. In the internal part, you can see the stored item name, price, ROQ. Basically reorder quantity, ROQ. So they are telling that what is the length of each and everything, what is the type, how many bytes are they storing. Basically it involves the storage part. So this is the way all the three database level works, and this is the way we implement a database. So now when I'm talking about data independence, what does mean data independence? Basically the definition says the ability to modify a scheme definition in one level without affecting a scheme definition in the other higher level. That is called as data implementation. When I want to make any changes to the schema, basically what I want to make changes to the database structure, in that case what we need to do, we have to some data independency, because if we change the scheme of some data structure, or we can see the database, it should not affect the other styles, maybe in the physical storage, or maybe in the conceptual storage, or maybe in the view storage. So basically, when I'm talking about data independence, the data independence are also of two types. So number one is physical data independence. Now, when I'm talking about physical data independence refers to the ability to modify the scheme followed at the physical level without affecting that the conceptual level. Means any of the modification that we want to make to the physical level which should not affect the conceptual level. We need to make some modification accordingly. Basically these are some like if I want to make some system updates, like you get system updates or something, so basically upgrading the system so that it can perform really well. So that is the basic purpose of the physical data independence. Second thing is the logical data independence. Now when I'm talking about the logical data independence, it refers to the ability to modify the conceptual scheme without causing any changes to the view level. Now whenever I'm saying the conceptual scheme, suppose say if in a company they want to add some more thing into it, for example say the paternity leave of a employee in the database they want to store, they want to make a function of it. So what they need to do, you need to make the conceptual changes in such a manner that whenever the user want to fetch that desired detail, they can fetch that detail, but the user command does not change whenever it wants to access that data. So the conceptual level will be maintained in such a manner so that whatever the user want to see, it can see the way it was using earlier, but one more feature gets added into it. Like you use your phone, so every time a new feature update, you can use that feature. That does not mean that your old feature will be disabled. So that is the way we keep on updating the database. And also what we can do, we can use physical data independence or logical data independence. Basically data independence means to not make the changes but not affecting the other levels. Basically the levels are internal, external, as well as the conceptual level. The thing that we are going to discuss is that is the different data models. So whenever I'm talking about the database, there are different kinds of models. So basically there are three types of data models that are in database management system. Relational data model, number two is hierarchical, third is network data model. I'm going to tell you one by one. First of all, the relational data model. So when I'm talking about the relational data model, the relational data model is basically organized in the form of tables, that is rows and columns. These all things are called as relation. Now whenever a row in a table represents a relationship among a set of values, that are called as relationships. So whenever I'm showing something in a row and then accordingly working to it, that is called as a relationship. As you can see on the screen also, this is the way, this is a relational model. You can see here is a suppliers database in which I have the supplier name, status and city. Then I have an items database in item price, shipments and supplier name and accordingly. Now what you can see in the relation over here is SUPP and with the hash symbol, all have been used over here and the item are accordingly used. So basically what does it mean? It has a relation with the database accordingly. We will be discussing about how do we perform queries and how do we perform other things in my coming videos. So whenever I'm talking about the network data model is different from the relational data model because the collection of records and relationship among the data are represented by links. As you can see on the screen, here you have a link of say S1 return, then Britannia, then 10, then Delhi. Then you have a line over there, it's showing 10, 20 and all. You can see that the arrows are at different positions. Some is pointing upward, some is pointing downward. So the way that it is pointing, that is basically the relation. So the relation that we show in a network model, it is with the help of links. So whenever I'm talking about network model always work with the help of links. Third type of model that we have is the hierarchical data model. Hierarchical data model, we all know, we are already seeing it. That is the parent and child relationship, that is called as a hierarchical model. So in a hierarchical database model, the collection of recorded connected to one another through links, it is called as a hierarchical view. But the record type at the top of the tree is called as the root, and the other are called its child, or we can say one is the parent, that is the root, and other are called as a child. As you can see on the screen, this is the type of the hierarchical model. One to another means the top level, then the middle level, and then the lower level. So this is the way the hierarchical model works. There are three types of model. we will be going to learn relational model in detail with the help of what do we mean by attributes, what are the statements that we are going to using, everything in detail in my future video. So guys, I hope you must be clear about the different types of data models that are present, that what is data independency, what are the levels of database. So guys, if you are clear with everything, do let me know in the comment section and also post your variable feedback, and do let me know the answer of this question that I posted over here. What is this answer of this desired question? So guys, if you like the content, please do like it, share and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share it as much as possible so that everyone gets the details, and try to make small notes so that you need not check it again and again. Thank you so much. Keep smiling and take care. Have a nice day.